What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason and Joe here. Grammy nominations came out yesterday for us, and by the time you're seeing this, maybe a couple days have passed. I don't care about the Grammys really at all. It's kind of similar to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's kind of lost all relevance. But by the same token, I think it is a little interesting to still look and see kind of how they're trying to remain relevant and who they're nominating and what they think is important and how disconnected they are. It's just kind of an interesting thing to see.
I kind of enjoy. I mean, I don't care who wins. I don't think anyone ever has cared who wins. Like, it's not like sports or something where people be like, "Oh, this is a six-time Grammy nominee, Foo Fighters." Like nobody cares. It's not like winning an MVP or something. But it is always interesting to see like what the critical consensus, because it usually skews pretty, between like popularity and critical consensus. There's sort of an uneasy like middle, and that's usually where the Grammys get their nominations from. So it's always cool to see, well, not cool, always interesting to see like, okay, who are they trying to like push as like the critical favorites? And because you'll get the people who haven't sold a million albums, and you get the Drakes and the Beyoncés and everybody on there, but you also get the less heralded, the boy geniuses, stuff like that, where I don't know how like well known they are outside of like music circles, but they're going to get the Grammy nominations because they are what the Grammy people consider to be the best, I guess, of that like indie sphere that they're going to pluck from.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always kind of a combination in their nominations of, the artists that line their pockets that they want to celebrate and keep pushing and keep putting in front of people. A little bit of like critical favorites, and then also some like interesting picks to try to show that they're hip. And sometimes those land, and sometimes those are the most baffling ones. You're just like, what are they doing? Like I said, I don't care at all about this, but I think it is kind of funny and interesting. And I haven't looked at all yet. I have no clue. I expect there will be some artists I've not even heard of nominated for big awards. So we shall see. All right. Starting with the big one, record of the year. It's listed first. Is an album of the year considered bigger though?
I don't even know what the hell's the difference between a record and an album. I know I looked it up once, but I
Re-
don't remember why there's a distinction.
Record is like the producer award, I believe. Yeah. Award to the artists and producers, the recording engineers. It's like the best recording, and it's a song. But there's also Song of the Year, which goes to the writers and the performers.
Right. So it's like the whole kit and caboodle for record of the year. It's like everybody that goes into making this song pop. That's where you get the record of the year. I would think album of the year is still a bigger deal though.
Yeah, I think so. So up for record of the year, Worship by Jon Batiste, Not Strong Enough by boygenius, Flowers by Miley Cyrus, What Was I Made For, the Billie Eilish song from Barbie, On My Mama by Victoria Monet. I have no idea what that is. Uh, Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift, and Kill Bill by SZA.
I I don't dislike any of those songs. I don't love all of them, and I wouldn't put them on my record of the year, but
No.
I think they're pretty decent, all things considered. Only one dude, Jon Batiste. Everybody else, female artists, mostly from the pop and R&B spheres. So that's interesting to see, but not uncommon, I think, at this point.
I think I would go Vampire. I think the production on that's pretty cool. What Was I Made For? I think is a really good song, but I don't see that as like a record of the year. It's a pretty bare bones type of thing. So
I think of that list, I'd go Kill Bill or Vampire as far as like a whole song recording, production, etc.
all right, then we got album of the year. This is the big one, at least to me. This is the most important prestigious award. We got World Music Radio again, Jon Batiste. Uh, the Record by boygenius again. Endless Summer Vacation, Miley Cyrus. Basically all the same people. But not entirely. We got Lana Del Rey for Did You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard? The Age of Pleasure by Janelle Monáe. Guts by Olivia Rodrigo. Midnights by Taylor Swift. And SOS by SZA. I don't know. I kind of see this one going. I would never count out Taylor Swift, but I kind of see either boygenius or Lana Del Rey taking that.
I would imagine Taylor Swift takes it, but I would actually I think SZA will take it. It's probably between SZA and Olivia as far as what I would pick
I could
for
see
album of
they
the year.
occasionally like to have these sleeper winners, like when Steely Dan won. So I could see Jon Batiste slipping in there. The only one I feel comfortable saying probably won't win is Janelle Monáe. People didn't seem too high on that compared to her
Yeah,
previous albums.
yeah.
All right, then we got Song of the Year. This is for the songwriters. A&W
Basically
by
just the same songs again. It's
yeah.
these three uh categories really show off a lack of imagination from the Grammy Association, whatever they call
Well,
themselves.
when you're nominating the artist, the people voting are just writing their same favorite artists for every category, so you end up with just certain people dominating.
Hmm.
A&W, Jack Antonoff and Lana Del Rey. Anti-Hero, Jack Antonoff and Taylor Swift. Butterfly, Jon Batiste and Dan Wilson. Is that the Dan Wilson of Semisonic? I know he writes with a lot of people. Dance the Night from the Barbie soundtrack, Dua Lipa song. Flowers, Miley Cyrus. Kill Bill again, SZA. Vampire again. What was I made for again?
Two Barbie album songs, and pretty much, yeah, just people who have already been nominated. Just swap out Dua Lipa for her, who didn't make it, Boy Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that goes either Taylor or maybe the Billie Eilish tune I could see.
maybe they'll probably just split it between record, album, and song. Like just one version gets one, and then Taylor
Yeah.
Swift will win one, SZA will win one, and I'll say, I don't know, you'll get some sort of upset, maybe a Boy Genius taking one of them.
All right, this one's always interesting. Best new artist, sometimes referred to as the kiss of death. I don't know how long, for a long time, that seemed to be the case. I don't know if that still holds true. I haven't been really paying attention to who's won it recently. Uh, I know a handful of these artists. Gracie Abrams. I don't think I could name a song, but I'm aware of her. Fred Again. I have no idea who that is. Have never heard of that person in my life. Ice Spice, obviously, huge star. I know who that is. Jelly Roll. I know who that is. Coco Jones, no clue. Noah Kahan or Noah Khan. I'm familiar with him. I do know who that is. Victoria Monet, I don't know who that is. And the Warren Treaty, I am familiar with. So kind of 50 on that for me. None of them jump out at me as a front runner, really. Ice Spice, I
Uh,
guess, probably.
yeah, I would say Ice Spice. Maybe Victoria Monet is probably the dark horse because I think she's more critically well regarded, I think, than a lot of these artists, but you've never heard of her, so that's probably not a great sign.
Okay, then we got Producer of the Year, non classical. Jack Antonoff for the 1975 Lana Del Rey and Taylor Swift albums. Dernst de Mile Emile the second. I don't know who that is, but he produced the Victoria Monet album. Hit Boy, who actually I think I just heard of for the first time today, has a ton of things that a Music Soul Child, a couple Nas things, some other stuff that I'm not familiar with. Then we got Metro Boomin, some 21 Savage, The Weekend tunes, Young Thug featuring Drake, Future and Chris Brown, Metro Boomin featuring Travis Scott and Young Thug, all that kind of stuff. Then we got Daniel Nigro, most famously known for being the collaborator with Olivia Rodrigo, her producer. But he also did the Chapel Roan record, Dermot Kennedy, Caroline Polchek as well. So that's an interesting cast. I feel like Jack Antonoff is probably, I think, maybe on the downward slope a little as far as like who's going to vote for him. He was like the it guy a couple years ago. Daniel Nigro, I think, seems to be on the rise. Perhaps him. Not familiar enough with the other.
I'd probably, yeah, one of those two will win it.
Songwriter of the Year, non-classical. We got Edgar Barrera. I do not really know any of his credits. Seems to be more Latin type artists. Carol G, In Vivo, some Bad Bunny. Jesse Joe Dillon looks to be like a country writer. Brandy Clark, Jelly Roll, Dan and Shay, Hardy, Laurie McKenna. We got Shane McAnally, and again, country, Brandy Clark, Walker Hayes. That's probably not a good sign. Now Haran, Sam Hunt, Theron Thomas. We've got, I don't really know what a lot of this is. Perhaps some R&B type stuff. I see it, Chris Brown, Sierra and Chris Brown, Chloe and Missy Elliott, Tyla. And then the last one in that category is Justin Tranter. And he wrote River for Miley Cyrus. Did a Måneskin song. Renee Rapp. So, yeah, I don't really like this category that much.
All terrible. Hopefully they'll all lose.
Yeah. Surely someone wrote some better songs than those ones this year. All right. How much other stuff do you want to go into? You want to go into the pop and dance and like, do you want to do them all or?
We can probably skip the dance. No one cares about dance. I think the rock ones are a little more interesting though.
And we'll kind of go slowly through and kind of just see if anything jumps out at us for any of these other categories, maybe without going through every single one. All right, rock, metal, alternative. This is more our wheelhouse. Best rock performances. Sculptures of Anything Goes by Arctic Monkeys. More Than a Love Song by Black Pumas. I haven't listened to that record yet. Not Strong Enough by boygenius. Rescued by Foo Fighters. And Lux Eterna by Metallica. I would say of those, my personal favorite is the Arctic Monkeys song, but I don't know. I can't really say who's going to win that.
I have no idea what the Grammys consider a good rock song. That's a very widespread though. You know, Arctic Monkeys is a little like loungy, and you got the indie boygenius, metal, Metallica, the Elder Statesmen, Foo Fighters, and then sort of the younger, hipper band in Black Pumas. So
I could easily see the Foo Fighters taking it with the kind of tribute type of thing that would allow the Grammy show to do for Taylor Hawkins. Best metal performance. We got Disturbed, Ghost, Metallica, Slipknot, and Spirit Box. I don't know. I am not familiar with all of these songs. Of the ones I know, I mean, probably Metallica, I guess.
Yeah, the Ghost one's just a cover of Phantom of the Opera by Iron Maiden, so it seems kind of lame to be Grammy nominated. I don't know. You don't see a lot of covers get nominated for Grammys. That's odd. They just couldn't find any other metal songs. There weren't any other ones, so it's tough.
Best rock song. This is looking like a kind of a sad category. I feel like they really, for years now, have not understood what like people want from rock music. I don't know. But they got Angry, New Stones.
They totally back us up though.
Yeah, they did back us up.
Putting Olivia Rodrigo in Best Rock totally validates everything that we said about her in the video.
We also got Emotion Sickness, a song we reacted to on the channel. Queens of the Stone Age. Again, Not Strong Enough by boygenius, and Rescued by the Foo Fighters. I mean, by far my favorite song of that bunch is Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl. So
Mm, I'd probably go. I like all of them. If I had to pick like the rock song, probably Emotion Sickness Ever Rescued, Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl. I don't know if it's rock enough, to be honest, to be winning rock Grammys.
Best rock album, the category that makes you wonder if they're only pulling dads for these nominees. Foo Fighters, Greta Van Fleet, Metallica, Paramore, and Queens of the Stone Age.
Gotta think it's gonna go Foo Fighters.
I mean, probably, maybe Paramore. I could see like sneaking it out. I mean, I think critics like that album a good bit. So, yeah,
I suppose.
as long as it's not Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah, not even I like that album.
All right, best alternative. Oh,
Here we
here we
go.
go. Here we go, Joe.
Finally, some recognition.
Music performance. So I guess this is for a song. Belinda Says,
Done. That's it. Move on.
Body Paint. Another song that you were pretty high on last year.
Yeah, actually, was that ahead of Linda Says on my list? It might have been.
Cool About It, Boy Genius, a different Boy Genius song in this category. A&W by Lana Del Rey. And This Is Why. So this is a better category.
I like all these songs a good bit. I
I
think
hate
Belinda
A&W,
Says,
but I like the rest.
well, I like A&W. I didn't love that. Well, I cooled on that Lana Del Rey a little bit, but I think always the Belinda Says and Body Paint were both in my top 5 or 10 on the year. So can't argue with that one for once.
Best alternative music album, The Car by Arctic Monkeys, The Record.
Say no
Did you know
more.
there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard, Cracker Island, and I Inside the Old Year Dying by our girl PJ Harvey. So for me, it's out of those, I would have to go The Car.
Bar easily my second favorite of last year, so it's gonna win for me. But I think all of those albums were pretty decent. I think everything except PJ Harvey was 4 stars.
Boy Genius is up in a lot of categories. I would expect them to take at least a couple of these.
Yeah, like it's definitely alternative, or yeah, probably something alternative.
Okay, R&B, rap, spoken word poetry. Any strong feelings about anything in these categories?
Mm, no, not really. I imagine I see, SZA and Victoria Monet seem to be dominating. They're getting love in the better categories like record of the year and song of the year, everything. So I'd expect them to kind of run through a lot of these. Best progressive R&B album is an interesting category, but I think they probably could have done better than like Diddy, the Love album, Off the Grid.
Yeah.
Um, Nothing else. I mean, best R&B album, it's Babyface, Coco Jones, Emily King,
I
Summer
like
Walker.
Emily. I'm an Emily King fan. It'd be great if she could take one, but I have no idea where she sits within the realm of critical acclaim or how people feel about R&B at all. So I have
Mm-hmm.
no kind of feeling about what her chances are. Best traditional pop vocal album. Some names: Ricky Lee Jones, Loive, who I have tickets to see with the Pittsburgh Symphony in June next year. Should be fun. Uh, Springsteen. There we go.
Gotta
Uh,
be, gotta be Springsteen. He doesn't lose.
Contemporary instrumental album. We got Julian Lage. That would be who I'm rooting for there. I saw him live this past summer. Incredible. One of the best guitar players on the planet. Should hopefully win. Country Americana Roots. This is, I don't know. We got Tyler Childers, Brandy Clark, Luke Combs, Dolly Parton, and Chris Stapleton.
Gotta think Luke Combs is gonna win for Fast Car, since that won the CMA, I believe, for Song of the Year.
Did it. That was just
Hmm.
last night or this past week or something.
Yeah, past week. Tracy Chapman, I believe, was the first African American woman to win a Song of the Year, the CMAs. So good for her. Luke Combs really just didn't do much at all to that song.
No.
So it's pretty much, yeah, it's just her. It's just Tracy's work being sung in sort of a Southern accent. So I'm going to say Luke Combs wins that one. I would probably go with Chris Stapleton, White Horse for that one.
Best country duo group performance. We got Vince Gill and Paul Franklin there. I'm a big um, Paul Franklin fan, pedal steel player. I like Vince Gill. I think he's a really good guitar player, so I'll be rooting for them. Best country song. I guess probably I Remember Everything would be the front runner here. That seems to be a big deal, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a
Yeah.
strong feeling about any of these.
Do not care about Zach Bryan at all. That White Horse song is pretty sweet. So that'd be my vote. Anybody but Morgan Wallen, however.
Best country album. I don't know. Probably either Zach Bryan or Tyler Childers there. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Zach Bryan seems to have both like critical cred and country cred. So I'd probably think he would take that one. If anyone cares at all about the Grammys and their country awards, I'm not sure. It's not something people usually tout that much.
Best American Roots performance. Jon Batiste, Blind Boys of Alabama, Madison Cunningham, Rhiannon Giddens, and Allison Russell. I'm a big Madison Cunningham fan, and I wasn't as high on the new Allison Russell as the previous one, so I'd probably go Madison Cunningham there.
Sure, why not?
Best Americana performance, a bunch of the same names. Allison Russell, Blind Boys, Tyler Childers, but we also have Brandy Clark and Jason Isbell in this category. One of the more controversial videos on our channel is the review of the new Jason Isbell record.
Glad I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah, people are not happy with
Mm-mm.
myself and especially Cram for that one.
Mostly cancer.
uh,
He was the bulletproof shield protecting you from the internet.
but in this field, I would take Jason Isbell as my favorite of these.
Yeah, I would too.
Best American Roots Song, Blank Page, California Sober, Cast Iron Skillet, Dear Insecurity, and The Returner. I'd probably go Jason Isbell again.
Yeah, I can't remember what that else. I know I liked a couple of the Allison Russell songs, but not as much as anything on the last album, and not as much as I can even remember the name of them. But maybe that one, but maybe Jason Isbell.
Best Americana Album, Brandy Clark, The Chicago Sessions by Rodney Crowell, You're the One by Rhiannon Giddens, Weather Vanes by Jason Isbell, and The Returner by Allison Russell. Yeah, Jason Isbell. Look who's the big Jason Isbell fan now.
I mean, it's just the same people just being nominated. Please find someone else to listen to, Grammy organization. For the love of God, like
Yeah.
that's folk. You got Nickel Creek and Paul Simon and Rufus Wainwright. That's an odd. And Joni Mitchell. It's the hell of a lineup there for best folk album.
I was a big fan of that Rufus. It was in my favorite albums of the year at the midway point when we did that video. Will it hang on to a top 10 spot? We will see, but yeah, I think it's great. Best music video, Beatles for I'm Only Sleeping. Tyler Childers, Billie Eilish, Kendrick, Troye Sivan.
I didn't see any of those.
I did see the Billie Eilish video and I liked it. But that is it.
Mhm.
Best music film, I saw Moon Age Daydream, people raving about it, and I thought it was very boring. It did not teach me anything about David Bowie that I didn't already know, so wasn't a fan of the kind of stream of consciousness type of no narrative style.
Didn't see it. I didn't see any of those actually. So
Best engineered album, non-classical. Desire, I Want to Turn Into You. History, Nick Hard, David McNair. Who's the artist? Bocante. Jaguar 2, the Victoria Monet album. Multitudes by Feist, and The Record by boygenius. There's better engineered albums this year for sure. That's a weak pack for that category. Sorry.
Yeah, who decides the nominations for that? Like, there's no possible way that anyone put like any thought into those picks. Like, how could they have? Like, who did like the recording engineers just like send in a list of like these are things that we think are well engineered? Like, who are these people? That's what I want to know.
I think that I don't know if the whole academy votes on every category or just people within those expertises. I'm not sure. We don't do research for our videos.
Oh no. We do the same amount of research as the Grammy committee does when nominating. Right?
All right. Well, I didn't learn anything from that, but it was interesting to see. I think probably we'll see some awards going to Taylor Swift and boygenius, and who else was up for a bunch?
SZA led everyone with 9 nominations actually, because she kind of pop, R&B, rap, whatever. She straddles everything, so she
Jon
gets a
Batiste was up
bonus
for
one.
things in like the big categories, the jazz categories, the Americana categories. So yeah, he's up there as well. Let us know who you think should win. Let us know who you think will win. And yeah, who cares? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Check the video description. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.